Hello and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for November 24th to December 1st, 2023. I invite you to close your eyes and take 3 nice deep breaths with me. And with that third exhale, just seeing a tree root coming down out of the base of our spines, going down deep into Mother Earth, grounding us here and now in this present moment so that we can be as present and as clear as possible, as well as channeling down through this root whatever it is that no longer serves us for our highest and greatest good and the good of our future growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children now and in the future to do this reading of November 24th to December 1st, 2023. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and collective highest and greatest good. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and collective heart and mind at this time. I'd also like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of clarity, wisdom, healing, transformation, and peace. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions of love and light, clarity, and wisdom is welcome to go now. So let's begin. So Creator, what is it that we need to know this week for our personal and collective highest and greatest good, that we may be at our best, offering our best, moving forward always and striving to bring our best forward into the world in support of our good and the good of those around us in this beautiful planet we call home as we navigate this time, which is a difficult one. Okay. Starting with the card of change, recent past. So this is information or understandings that we've gleaned from our past that are relevant into our present and into our future. Pentacles is the earth element. This is change on the material level. We have snakes on the card, which indicate the shedding of the old. So there's this quality from our past of shedding the old so that we can really be present in the future and moving forward into the present and the future. My apologies. This transformation that we're going through at this time, it's going to continue. And we've all had little bits and spurts of it. And I think we're growing in fits and spurts so that our bodies can integrate the changes, so that we can adjust and adapt and keep moving forward as smoothly as possible. So just recognizing that change is afoot, that we are growing and shifting and shedding old skins, things that, may be feeling uncomfortable to us because they're part of what was and not what is. And it's time to let things go. Maybe it's time to clean out some closets. Maybe it's time to go through the phone book. I don't know. But cleaning things up and releasing so that our bandwidth is freed up to really be present here and now, so that we can adjust and adapt to the change that is happening within us and around us. Card of joy. So we have these lovely children playing. It's the 6 of hearts. Hearts are about the emotions and feelings. So it's a very simple and beautiful card. We have the 2 older ones carrying the little one between them. They're having a lovely time. It's a beautiful day and they're enjoying themselves. And so this card is reminding us that there is nothing wrong with having joy in our hearts. There's nothing wrong with simple pleasure, with simple joy, with coming back to what brings us to pleasure and well-being. In fact, it's really important right now because it can feel so heavy right now with what we're exposed to. Come back to us right here, right now. What is beautiful? What is wonderful? What are we grateful for? Coming back to that gratitude practice so that we can stay in that broader, more adaptable, resilient space. Gratitude is a very, very, very lofty energy frequency. It's up there with love. And sometimes it's more difficult to kind of get into that loving frequency. It's sometimes easier to just jump into gratitude and appreciation. So what are we grateful for? What do we appreciate about our lives? What are we happy about? What are we satisfied by? And recognizing it, giving it energy. paying attention and having gratitude and appreciation for it. Because when we express it, as I've said before, we set that point, that bar really high at our relationship with life and the universe. And life likes to give us more to feel good about, to be grateful for. And so it becomes this beautiful circle. So as much as possible, a gratitude practice can be very, very helpful at this time to keep our energies high, to keep our frequency high, because as we're seeing in the world, there's a lot going on that is discombobulating and distressing and upsetting. And it is easy to get knocked off our center and to feel like, how on earth can we feel joy when so many people are suffering? Well, we can't feel bad enough to change anything for anybody else. We can't be sick enough to change anything in anybody else's health. We can't be poor enough to change anything in anybody else's fear. We have to understand that our set point, the way we feel, is best serving ourselves and the collective by staying in a lofty, high, resilient frequency. That's our homework, especially when we're challenged by the narratives and the stories that are coming at us from all over the place. How do we stay there? How do we stay peaceful? How do we stay joyful? How do we allow ourselves to have joy when so many are suffering? Well, our misery is not going to help them to feel more peace, but our peace will. And we, on our human level, may have a really difficult time understanding it, but understanding that we are one human family. We are one frequency, one consciousness. We share a field of energy, and that those of us who are in places of privilege and beauty and balance and peace and well-being can bring our energy, that energy, to the collective field and offset the intensity of what others are feeling. We can nourish the collective human field with love and light. That's what we're here to do. The near future is the wheel of fortune. What comes up, what goes up must come down. What goes around comes around. So where is our energy set point? What are we focusing on? What are we drawing more from in the collective? Again, coming back to this idea of having a gratitude practice, if for no other reason than to make sure that this is staying clean and clear for the future. We are the ones creating our reality. Where our attention goes, energy flows. We are feeding our energy and attention into what we're paying attention to. That is being given more life. That is what is going to have more growth. If what we're feeding our energy to is not what we want, we need to stop and reframe, redirect our attention and focus and energy. Coming back to that, I think the thing we've just been talking about, we can't feel bad enough to change anything. Watching the nightly news and feeling miserable and hopeless and despondent is not helping you. It's not helping those in your field immediately, and it's not helping the communal, family, human field. We really need to understand what an impact we have on ourselves and each other through our choices of where we're putting our attention. Our attention is life force energy. It is life flowing through us, and it is nourishing whatever we are paying attention to. So if you don't want to draw more war into the world, focus on peace. If you don't want to draw attention to more illness in your life, focus on well-being. We have to go in the direction of what we want, not what we don't want. We take the evidence of what we don't want, the contrast, and we leverage that as clarity so that we can move and pivot in the direction of what is wanted. But if we're spending time just focusing on what we don't want, we're not helping anybody, including ourselves. We're staying stuck and stagnant, and it's not in service to more life. So this card, the Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana, is reminding us that we are building the momentum of the human field. We're building the momentum of our personal field. That wheel of life, what goes around comes around. What are we putting our energy into is what we're going to get back multiplied. Not just at the same level, but multiplied, because the energy is accelerating and it's becoming bigger and broader and wiser. So paying attention to this, knowing that this is true, how do we want things to change? Can we nourish it with our love and our attention and our joy and our well-being? Can we take care of each other and help each other to feel a bit more joy, to feel a bit more ease, to feel a little bit more hopeful? What can we do to unplug from those distressing influences that are preventing us from having our joy, from our bliss and our well-being, and nourishing life with our good energy? And using the practice of gratitude to keep our energy very lofty so that we can be nourishing the next wave of life or the next piece of life with good life force. rather than with fear or doubt or uncertainty or the smallness of ourselves. Foundation, why we're having the reading, the Magician. So this reminder, we are powerful. We are powerful co-creators with life. We have the Magician pulling water up out of the ground and these incredible palaces in the background and the metamorphosis of humanity represented by the butterfly here at the top, that we are transformation in process. And what do we want to transform to? Because if we are co-creative components in this evolution, and we are, what do we want? We have to be disciplined. We have to be masterful. A magician doesn't become a magician by faffing around. A magician becomes powerful by focusing and practicing and understanding the craft and applying it in good ways. Just like the Wheel of Fortune is going to turn one way or the other. How are you nourishing that Wheel of Fortune? How are you nourishing the Wheel of Life? What momentum and life do you have coming towards you as a result of your attention, your energy, and your focus? Where are you putting your energy? That precious, precious gift of your life force. Where are you putting it? Where are we putting it? We need to be paying attention to this, because it's not going to change anything if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, wringing our hands at the nightly news and saying, oh, this is terrible and what a bad person and oh my goodness. It's not serving anybody. What do we want? Use the contrast, leverage the contrast. Then go within, listen to the broader, wiser part of us. Pay attention to the messages that we're receiving. Move in the direction of our yes, because that is where the future of humanity is. When each of us turns and moves in the direction of our yes, we will collectively co-create something truly magnificent. But if we're continually focusing on what isn't ours, on what other are throwing in our field to distract us from our path and our purpose, we're not moving humanity forward in the same way. So it's just understanding how important it is for us to be masterful. It's a foundation card. Why we have this card is the Magician this week. This is about really taking and claiming our power, understanding our power, and using it. So if our power is our attention and our focus, which it is, how are you using yours? I'd like to know in the comments. Okay, and from here, let's go to our card to grow on. So change. Things are changing. Adjusting and adapting. Allowing ourselves the space and the time to adjust and adapt, to integrate these changes and to become, to shed the old skin and to change in ways that are essential for us to move forward. Being joyful, celebrating life as much as possible. Bringing joy and peace and love and well-being into the collective human field and into our field. Starting with our field, we have to feel it here first, and then we emanate it out through our experience here on the planet. Understanding that we are co-creative elements here, that we are creating the future through our attention and our focus. So what are we doing? Where are we putting our energy and focus? Do we want to be nourishing more war? Do we want to be nourishing peace? Do we want to be nourishing more dysfunction, or do we want to be nourishing health and well-being and beautiful systems that will support not only us, but all of humanity? We're each cooperative components. Some of us have bigger roles to play than others, but it doesn't matter. We're all here to be on deck at this time, masterful co-creators. The Magician reminds us of that. We have to bring our attention, our will, and our focus into alignment, because that is how magic happens. When we bring these aspects of our attention into congruent focus, we can make anything happen. We can pull water up out of the ground. We have to understand that this is how masterful we are, but it takes discipline, and it takes will, and it takes focus, and that's our magic right there. And those who would seek to distract us know that by distracting us and pulling us off our center and pulling us off our purpose, pulling us off our intention, that they're slowing the process down. So I leave it to you. Where do you want to put your attention and your energy? Looking for things to elevate, staying on target, following the yes, following what is uplifting and positive and supportive and satisfying, so that you can embody that frequency on the planet. You can embody joy, happiness, well-being, thriving, so that that nourishes not just your field and the field of those around you, but the field of the human family. And with that, let's move on to the card to grow on. Okay, Creator, what is it that we need to know this week? What is our card to grow on? We're going to carry one image before us within our hearts with our energy, our attention, our focus, and our will. What is it that would be most supportive and helpful for us in understanding our transformation at this time, are stepping into our mastery, are claiming our power, practicing our mastery, and staying on focus. What is it that we need to know most right now, please? For our highest and greatest good, personally, collectively, and for the world at large and all life on her, for the good. Oh, the Fool. This card is amazing. I think this is probably the one that has come up the most through the whole pandemic up to this point. So this card, as you probably heard me say before, it's like the very first day of summer vacation when you're a child. And you don't necessarily know what you're going to do. Hopefully you had a childhood like that. But you know it's going to be great. That eager anticipation for the unknown. You don't even know what it is, but boy, is it going to be awesome. Or if that wasn't your childhood, perhaps lying in bed on the very first morning of your vacation. You haven't even had your cup of coffee or tea yet. You're just lying there, savoring being on holiday. That time ahead of you to relax, to unwind, to do what you choose with. That's the quality of the Fool. The Fool is, it's early morning, and the Fool has stepped out on an adventure. He doesn't know where he's going. It's not focusing. So he doesn't know where he's going. He just knows he's going. And it's a beautiful day, so why not? Why not go? And the little dog is running around, nipping at his heels, dancing around, enjoying it as much as he is. There's this wonderful energy of eager enthusiasm. So our card to grow on this week is this card of eager enthusiasm, of stepping into the possibility space of what we would love to see. We don't even need to know what it is, but it's the feeling of it. What does it feel like? And if it's helpful to tap back into those feelings of when we were children, do it. Get back into that place of eager anticipation, wonder, fun, just discovery, of openness and willingness to be surprised and amazed and delighted by life. That's where we were as children. It's where we can be again as adults. And it's what will serve us best as we move forward this week and going forward. So the Fool. And it's the very first card of the major arcana. Understanding that there isn't a beginning and an ending, but that it is a series of cycles that are always going around and continuing and elevating. So this is the beginning of a new, fresh cycle. Eager anticipation for what will come. And we can pull in those good things to feel eager excitement about, to feel wonder over when we match the frequency of this. And as I said, if that's too difficult, go to gratitude. That's an easy one. We all have things we feel grateful for. 5 things grateful for before bed at night. That's a really good gratitude process. You can write them down. They don't have to be elaborate. They can be simple things. But just getting into the frequency of gratitude at the end of the day is a powerful way to put yourself to sleep, to set yourself and refresh over the night so that when you start your day the next day, your energy is already much loftier than it was. So we need to keep our energy lofty. We need to turn to simplicity, to joy, to those things that are to be childlike and full of wonder and eagerness. And like a child, the other octave of this is we have to take care of ourselves as if we are children. Are we getting enough sleep? Or are we staying up till 11 o'clock to watch that news? Maybe not the best way to go to sleep at night, right? So just consider this. Are you getting enough good food to eat? Are you drinking enough water? Are you getting outside into the fresh air and moving that beautiful body of yours? Coming back to that acronym, MHEDS, meditation, hydration, exercise, diet, and sleep. Come back to those 5 things. It's very, very powerful for taking care of ourselves so that we can keep our energy and our attention and our focus lofty. All that we've been talking about today is so much easier when we take care of those basic foundational principles of our life. And we can do it for ourselves. We don't need somebody else to do it for us. These are things we have to take care of. We have to parent ourselves. We have to care for ourselves in good ways. When we do, everything is facilitated. It's easier to recognize our yes. It's easier to make wise choices. It's easier to refocus and reframe. It's easier to take ourselves in positive directions and unplug from that which we don't want. So, this week, the Fool, my friends. Go out and enjoy life. Go out and have fun. Go be like a child, exploring the wonder of this incredible life experience. And with that, I invite you to take a nice deep breath. Home to that beautiful body. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children, wrapping up another reading for the coming week. I ask that you be with us. Help us on this journey, please. Help us to stay in our enthusiasm, our love, our joy, our yes, our peace, our simple heart. Help us to come home with our focus to what is important and valuable and precious, and nourish those individual yeses that we each carry so that we can help build the new humanity. We can help build the new earth. We can help co-create in good ways through our disciplined attention, action, and will, moving our lives in good directions towards what it is that we are called to, rather than being pulled off center by the distractions of the world. I'm just asking for support for all of us. I'm sending love and light to anyone on the planet who is suffering, who is going through a hard time. That is something we can do. We can send more love and more light to all those out there and augment our own feeling of goodness and well-being and happiness so that they know what that feels like. We can send that frequency along with our prayers so that it helps to soothe their field of energy. We can shift this. Creator, take care of each and every one of us. Take care of everyone on the planet. Help us all to rise, to open our hearts, our minds, our spirits, to become all that we are here to be, to remember our broader, wiser selves, and to anchor that beauty and light and wisdom on the planet, and thus transform humanity radically and powerfully and permanently in good ways for our good and the good of this beautiful planet and all life on her. And with that, I wish you a beautiful week. Thank you once again for being here, for adding your energy and your intention to this glorious experience of life. Take good care of yourselves. Remember meds, meditation, hydration, exercise, diet, and sleep. Because through this, as we know, when we're in a good place, we're not hit as hard, we're more resilient, we can show up better, we can be a clear channel. It's so much easier to meditate when we are clean and clear, happy, rested, and moved, exercised. So, with that, have a beautiful week. I will see you next month in December. Much love and light. Bye for now.